And welcome to TMZ Live. Harvey Levin here.
Charles here.
So Charlie Sheen and Mayor Antonio Villaraigosa from Los Angeles are in a little bit of a standoff here over what happened New Year's Eve weekend in Mexico. This all started when we put a post up on our website right after New Year's where Charlie was down in Cabo opening up a bar called Sheen's at a very swanky hotel.
Right before New Year's, actually.
Right before New Year's. Yes. So Charlie is opening up this bar, and he, in his opening remarks, kind of hurls a homophobic slur at the audience, for which Charlie later apologized, said he just got caught up in the moment.
Said he had a lisp.
And so then we get this picture of Antonio Villaraigosa, the mayor of LA, with Charlie, and we think, that's interesting. So we call the mayor's office and say, what do you think about the fact that you were down there and Charlie kind of hurled this slur to the crowd? We got a no comment from the mayor's office, which on a level kind of seemed weird, just because, I don't know, he was down there.
We were just asking because he was in the room, like, what was your reaction when you heard Charlie say that? But no comment.
So then the mayor appears on a talk show in Los Angeles on NBC4, and he basically says, look, you know, I was with Charlie for 3 minutes, and I'm with a lot of people. I take pictures with 50 people a day.
It was a harmless photo op. He said, I never say no to anyone when they ask for a photo. I mean, he basically made it sound like Charlie walked up to him and said, hey, Mr. Mayor, can I get a photo? And that was it,
right,
and they
guys,
walked away.
What he's really saying is Charlie's like a groupie, that he walked up to him. He said specifically he takes 50 photographs a day with anyone who wants to take a photograph. And he's calling Charlie Sheen one of these groupies that wants to meet him. The reality is Charlie is calling BS on everything that he said. First of all, he's saying, look, the mayor was there. He likes the mayor. He's a great guy. But he partied with him for 2 hours. Like, the mayor was according to Charlie, was in Charlie's after party hotel suite at that hotel after he had gone on stage and done that, and after the opening of the club happened. The late night after hours was in Charlie Sheen's room, obviously.
By the way, that's a nice hotel.
Yeah, right. It's a swanky place in Cabo.
Hotel
a lot of celebrities.
Yeah.
Can't say I blame the mayor for wanting to hang out there.
Totally, but here's the issue.
Whoa,
so he goes.
Hold on, Mike. That's a nice picture.
Let's talk about the view, and look at the day
Look
beds
at that
there.
pool.
Oh, nice day bed.
We can't afford to be there.
That
over
pool
this
looks
wow.
You
can swim laps back there.
I'm looking at it. I'm looking
go back
at
and forth swimming
laps.
laps.
That is an awesome pool. Go on.
You could have
I can't afford to go there. So, but anyways, Charlie opens this bar, and then the after party of the bar opening, Charlie has a big hotel suite where some of the other owners are throwing kind of an after hours. Well, guess what? The mayor showed up, and not only did he show up, he hung out for 2 hours. According to Charlie, can drink with the best of them. Me, Charlie's saying, you know, obviously Charlie's a partier.
Me meaning Charlie.
Me meaning Charlie is like, you know, a big partier. That the mayor could hang with Charlie Sheen, that he was there for 2 hours, and that there was a lot of hot chicks around, including Charlie's new girlfriend, who's a very popular porn star.
And now this is new, right?
Yeah, Charlie has this new girlfriend, and when I heard porn stars, I thought, well, which ones? Well, Charlie has a new girlfriend named Georgia Jones, very good-looking, very popular online porn star. Charlie likes porn stars, but I guess he's really serious about her and already moved her into his house in Los Angeles.
Well, Mike,
do we know if she got to meet the mayor?
Could be a week.
Did she get to meet the mayor?
I don't know how long they'll be together, but he was, photographed with her out in Cabo several times over this vacation.
Did the mayor get to meet Georgia?
The mayor definitely met Georgia. Now, you know, the mayor does not want to talk about this, and several times we've tried to get a hold of him saying, hey, Charlie's saying you were there for 2 hours in the after party, partying with hot chicks, drinking, and having a good time. You're saying Charlie just walked up to you, took a photo, and walked away, and that's all that really happened.
30 seconds, right.
I gotta say...
What did Charlie and the mayor talk about for 2 hours?
Well, Charlie told you some stuff, right?
You're right. I want to say it to you the way, because I can't talk like Charlie Sheen. You have to kind of read Charlie Sheen.
You talked to him on the phone.
Right. I talked to Charlie on the phone, and this is the way Charlie described their conversation. He said, I memorize 95 pages a week. So the last thing I am is memory challenged. We hung out for the better part of 2 hours discussing his LA roots, his poignant bullet campaign, and as well as his 3 a.m. lawn watering tactics. So the obscure stuff that Charlie knows about the mayor and what he said he's talked about. The last thing there about the water tactics, the mayor got in trouble like a couple years ago because there was this ordinance in Los Angeles not to use water at a certain time of the day.
During the middle of the
sprinklers,
day.
Yeah.
Right.
And the mayor was doing what he told everyone not to do.
So
apparently
he's doing his watering at 3 a.m.
So
Charlie's basically saying they had a longer conversation than he's admitting to.
So we put a poll up on the site basically saying, who's not telling the truth here? Kind of interesting, Charlie or the mayor, and the lion's share of the people think the mayor ain't telling the truth here.
This says a lot about how people feel about politicians.
Well, I think that's probably true.
They'd rather believe Charlie Sheen and all
and
that
Charlie
he's been
doesn't have
through.
much to lie about. He doesn't care. He does this either way, whether the mayor's there or not. Charlie's throwing the after party with porn stars. That's reality. The fact is, if you look at the photograph we have, the mayor's there in the hotel suite. You can tell that he's there.
This is Bill from Henderson, Kentucky. And the way I look at it is, these political people do this stuff all the time. I used to work with celebrities, and they'll go out and party and have the best of times with these guys. And then when their people get to analyze the pictures and the information, then everybody backs up and has a different story to give. I think they should just stick with what happened, Looks like they had a good time and not change your story after the fact.
I mean, we should point out, by the way, the mayor is single. There's no...
Well, right. I mean, there was nothing bad. There was
there's nothing illegal is going on there.
And by the way, a lot of other people were in this room, too, so I'm sure it wasn't just Charlie talking to this guy.
I agree with you. This is Mayor Suave. People like this about our mayor.
Well, I don't know
He's
that
the
he
coolest
likes
guy. Why doesn't he
title.
just say, I partied with Charlie Sheen? I mean, I didn't get too crazy, but yeah, I went to the after party for a couple hours. I'm a single guy, a lot of hot chicks, so what?
Okay, we're moving on. So Kanye West and Kim Kardashian are going to move in together, but not just into a little starter home. They have purchased, or they are purchasing, an $11 million. Well, it's funny. I should say it's not a starter home. They're basically purchasing an $11 million fixer-upper.
But they're starting over, right?
I don't know.
$11 million to start from scratch.
And this house is beautiful already, but $11 million bucks are plunking down for this house. It's 10,000 square feet. They're going to turn it into a 14,000 square foot mansion, and it's going to include a bowling alley, I guess like a makeup and hair salon, a theater, a basketball court, indoor-outdoor pool, and most likely a baby nursery.
So wait.
Most likely a baby nursery. After the fact.
After the fact.
Hey, can we go back, Harvey, for a second? Kim's going to have a full salon and makeup spa in her house. They're building it from scratch. A full spa.
Why is the pool so far from the house? That seems very...
They're going to redo that whole thing.
Inconvenient. You got to walk all... Well, that's right. This is before they started tearing it up.
That whole way over to there?
Yeah. It's inconvenient.
Well, go back to that other photograph, guys, where you can see the pool, the other angle. You see the part of the house where it comes out and there's a cover and it looks, there's like a barbecue and stuff underneath it. I am told that's where they're going to do the indoor-outdoor pool. It's going to be covered and then go into the house like a big, long lap pool.
And look, there's a guy who comes with a house. Look at that. How about that? What do you do with the house there?
This is Lonzo from Atlanta, and $11 million for a house is a lot of money, but my biggest concern is not necessarily the money that they're spending on the house, but the fact that Kanye West and Kim Kardashian are moving in together, and she is not yet completely divorced. So until she gets completely divorced, I don't think that they should be moving in together.
No, but that's actually a really good point, because Chris Humphries will not let her get divorced. He has been fighting this. Don't leave, Lonzo. So if you were her and you were trying to get divorced from Chris Humphries, and you ended up getting pregnant, I mean, what do you do if he's now saying, "Oh, I want a trial. I want to wait a while before we have a trial"? I mean, what is she supposed to do? It's been like a year and a half almost since she split with him and filed for divorce. What's she supposed to do?
I mean, at the end of the day, she has to realize that she has to be responsible for the decision that she's making. She's not thinking clearly. She knows that she needs to go ahead and tie up all her loose ends before she moves on to another relationship. It's too late now because she's already pregnant.
Right.
But at this stage in the game, there's nothing that she really can do if he's not going to grant her the divorce.
Well, okay, I mean, and that's a fair point.
At some point, she should just move on.
She's allowed to move on with her life, which she did. And
but I'm saying at this point, just give him. I know it's not the best option for her. It's not what she wants, but give him what he wants so you can move on.
Well, you can't give him what he wants. He wants an annulment, which means
he wants an annulment, which means she has to admit fraud.
She has to say she committed fraud, which she says I absolutely.
So what?
Well, no, it matters. It matters. It really matters. And we have more to talk about this on the website, which you'll see in a couple hours. So we'll take a break. When we come back, Thomas Gibson from Dharma and Greg We told
Criminal
you
Minds.
we broke the story that he got arrested over the weekend.
That's not Dharma and Greg, that's Criminal Minds.
Oh, I'm sorry.
His more
Criminal
recent
Minds.
show.
Criminal Minds. Well, wait a minute. Wait a minute. He was Dharma and
He
Greg.
was Dharma and Greg. I'm just saying that we were rolling a clip from his more recent show. I know you're stuck back in the 90s, but he's still been working. He's on Criminal Minds.
You know
Anyway.
what? Honestly, this has been a bad day here.
Harvey thinks
I'm
everyone's
sick of
picking on him. We're
Okay,
not picking on you.
We'll come back. We're going to show you video of this arrest, and we're going to talk about some other stuff. You're watching TMZ Live.
Kumbaya, my lord. Welcome back to TMZ Live. Criminal Minds star and Dharma and Greg star, Thomas Gibson. I just wanted to make sure Harvey knew who we were talking about. Thomas Gibson was arrested for DUI over the weekend.
Weird kind of stop.
Very weird, in the middle of the night.
He was driving in downtown Los Angeles. There had been a race, foot race at 9 o'clock at night. A marathon.
Half marathon.
A foot race.
A foot marathon. Half marathon, a.k.a. a foot race. Oh, my God. What's wrong with you?
I meant a marathon.
So yeah, Harvey, listen, this is what happened. There was the first annual Los Angeles Half Marathon, and all the streets were
Foot
blocked
race,
off
Dennis, foot
around
race.
downtown LA, and he drove through the barricade.
Why?
Because he wanted to go. He did not want to be stopped. He had places to go.
The weird thing is it was 1 o'clock in the morning. The race was over at 9 at night.
Yeah, but they had it blocked off till 3. You know, there's some slow pokes.
The slow people.
Right.
You know, 12 miles is rough for some people.
So, so he goes through the barricades. They arrest him, and we broke the story on the website. So now we got video. So this is the scene. And apparently, Dennis, it took like 5 officers to.
Yeah. What? Yeah. Do you want to show the video first? Or?
Yeah. Why not?
Let's do that. It's always very interesting. What do you say? That's my garage right there. So maybe he lives somewhere near downtown.
But
it's always. I always think it's interesting when you have people who play cops on TV who end up getting into conflict with police like that. Wouldn't they just do whatever they tell you to do?
Well, I couldn't tell. Was he actually resisting,
Well, kind of,
or was it just?
It sounds like they told him to get on the ground and he
kinda
didn't
like
immediately.
He wasn't going with the program. So what they do is they just take him down, facilitate a handcuff, search him real quick, bring him back up. Just, you know, that's what they do.
Facilitate a handcuff? Is that
Yeah,
what you say?
facilitating the handcuffing of him.
God.
Oh,
Dennis,
my
can you
gosh,
just
you're
talk
not a
English. You're
cop.
not a cop.
Actually, you know, how many times are we going to go through this?
You're
I'm an
not
investigator.
a
cop.
But yeah, I didn't say I was. You keep saying it. But anyway, so they cuffed him. They brought him down the ground. They cuffed him, searched him, brought him back up, took him to a local jail for booking. He refused to give a blood alcohol content, spent about 12 hours in jail, and right now he's facing misdemeanor DUI charges.
And he refused to take a breathalyzer, which means it's automatic license suspension, right?
That is true. For
But
a year.
I think an interesting part is that he keeps saying, I'm not resisting, because from what I've seen from various episodes of Cops, that's where, like, they get you, right? If you resist, they go, stop resisting, sir, and then they pound you on the forehead.
Well,
or
he
something
did
like that.
Resisting without violence,
He
where you're
did-
not going with the
he's on
program.
Criminal
He did
Minds,
criminal
so he should
minds, so
know.
he kind of knows
Right,
the drill.
because he was screaming, I'm not resisting, like, don't hit me, right?
Exactly.
I'm Tony from Tacoma, California, and I love the show, love Thomas Gibson, and you would think that because he's a cop, he would know what to do or whatever, but do you think that because of his role, because he plays an FBI agent, because he plays a cop, that he would know the rules? Do you think because of his role on television that he's getting more harsh criticism versus other stars?
Well, he's an actor. That's so funny because a lot of people think it's funny because a lot of people who play doctors on TV, people actually go to them for medical advice, which is really weird. But just because he's an actor doesn't mean he knows anything about police work. If you want to know about police work, you go to the right people. You go to Dennis.
I'll tell you. Although he does have technical advisors around the set, so you would think, I'd be embarrassed to go back to work and go, yeah, hey, technical advisor, I was an idiot.
Okay, we are going to move on. So Tommy Chong is now weighing in on the whole Justin Bieber pot smoking thing.
Shocking.
So, yeah, shocking. And what a shock that Tommy Chong is pro-Justin on this one.
He approves.
He says not only does he think it's a good idea, but he says he just assumed it because Justin Bieber was talented and creative.
It
and
sounds a little crazy, but he may have a point. Listen to what Tommy Chong said.
Yeah, I knew he was smoking before he knew it.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
How did you know? Did you see the photo?
Because of his music.
Because of his music?
And his dancing.
You see
and you don't get talent like that by drinking alcohol.
Yeah, Miller Lite doesn't really help you
The
bring the flow.
herb down, the herb.
Tommy Chong, hey man, if you're gonna talk about weed, you gotta go to Tommy Chong. He's got a point, but you know what? This is what we kind of hit on, yesterday. And I think Harvey, you hit on it too. Where alcohol a lot of times is a lot more damaging than weed, and even Tommy's saying, look, man, it helps you be creative, dance and sing and everything. There's no big deal to it.
I don't know that it really does. I mean, there are split studies on this thing. And, look,
But there are a lot of artistic people who happen to smoke weed.
And I don't want to overblow this story. I mean, we're not saying that he's this major pothead. I mean, we know that he's smoked, but a lot of 18-year-olds have done this stuff. I don't know. I'm going to just come out and say it again. I just think, look, marijuana is not a good thing for 18-year-olds to smoke, for sure. But it just seems so absurd to me that we're not as concerned about kids drinking, because the reality is drinking causes way more grief and carnage and damage, I think, than pot. I mean, when you look at what's going on in our culture, it's just we've legalized alcohol and then glamorized alcohol, and it's such a horrible danger because people don't know how bad it is for them until alcohol has them in their grips. And that's when it becomes really difficult, if not too late. And there are people like Lindsay Lohan, who have struggled with this thing, and you see what happened to her, and you see what happened to a lot of people.
What's happening to her?
What's happening to her. Right. But it's a really tragic situation. I don't know.
I'm Will from Victorville. How you doing? I was just thinking how Tommy Chong, his product is weed, that's his brand, and he's got to be thinking that Justin Bieber and his whole production team is a brand. They got to be smoking pot together, because it's not Bieber alone, it's a whole team that makes him Justin Bieber. So they've got to be together creating this pot entity thing, and maybe it leaked because they need a little more, they're looking for a little more advertising, or, boom.
No, I don't. I mean, I know what you're saying, but we know we've spoken with people in Justin's camp, and we know that this is not. It's not like he has all of his team around sitting. These are friends. It's not managers and agents who are hanging out with him and doing it.
And I frankly
and they're not thrilled about it.
You're not going to see. I have a feeling you're not going to see or hear about Justin smoking weed in the foreseeable future. I just think, based on all that's gone down, that is not in the cards.
Well, let me say something, Harvey. You're a child of the 60s. You don't think there's something to the connection between artistry and I don't know that the marijuana causes it, but there's clearly a connection.
There are split studies on this. I actually looked at this when getting ready today.
It may not be causal, but...
And I think the big thing was the Beatles, that a lot of people, the Beatles were famously on, heavy drugs, when they did some of their most groundbreaking work, Sgt. Pepper's, the White Album. I mean, they were heavily into drugs, LSD and whatnot. And, they produced amazing work. I just think it's just so weird that people can talk about this and never see the absurdity with alcohol. It's just absurd to me. Okay, take a break. When we come back, Kyle Richards from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, she is doing something interesting and potentially dangerous. We will explain to you what she is doing.
It's not potentially dangerous. It is extremely dangerous. Have you ever done this?
Yes, and you can...
You have? Oh, I would never.
You can hurt your spine.
I would never.
You can hurt your spine doing it.
I would never do this.
You're watching TMZ Live. We're coming back.
Welcome back to TMZ Live. How'd you like to see some stars in danger? You're going to see it now, and one of them is Kyle Richards from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Now, the danger is something that I would never, ever do. Harvey claims he's done it, though I'd love to see some video
Well,
of this.
I didn't say I did it well, but, I mean, have you ever done a high dive where you go on a really high board and you jump in a pool? The high dives are high. They're 30 feet in the air.
Oh!
And
this is a clip from the show. It's called Stars in Danger, the high dive.
That's not the highest, I don't believe.
Well, that's a platform. That's Kyle and her sister now.
Yeah, that's not.
That's more reasonable. I could do this.
Those are easy.
The springboard.
Yeah, those are
that's
good.
simple. Except, well, it's not simple.
We used to have one in my when I was growing up. We had
It's
one of
not
those.
simple because you're going to get.
Yeah,
some,
what you're seeing here, guys, that's just the training, and what they do is they're going to try to work their way up to, I think, 30 feet in the air.
30 feet in the air.
Right.
So this can actually cause serious injury if you don't do it right. Kyle Richards joins us right now. Kyle, welcome again to TMZ Live.
Hey there, how are you?
So are you crazy or is this just adventurous?
No, I am certifiable.
Agreed.
I had no idea that what I was going to be doing. I really didn't think it through enough and didn't realize how high the platforms were, and it was absolutely terrifying. I really had to say to the producers at one point, you guys need a backup plan or something. I really don't think I can do this.
But you did it, right?
I finally made it. I survived, and yeah, spoiler alert, I lived.
This can actually cause, if you land wrong, you can actually have spinal damage. I mean, there are all sorts of bad things that can happen when you're up that high because it's like hitting cement if you belly flop.
Absolutely. I mean, if you could have seen the bruises and the injuries that people were getting just from landing in the water. And plus, we were also training at a gymnastics center and, working on a trampoline. And I landed on my neck weird, and I hurt myself for like 4 days. And I thought, God, if I landed wrong, it can really, really be dangerous.
So when you dive, do you do any like somersaults in the air, or is it just straight down?
We each had to do 3 dives. Kim and I each had to do 2 individual dives, and then we did a synchronized dive. So there was, a lot of everyone did different levels and different types of dives. But it was, we were training at the UCLA pool when it was freezing cold out, all outside. Some days it was raining. So by the time we got to the aquatic center in North Carolina, we were like, oh, well, at least we're indoors, and it's like a little bit warmer, but it was still torture.
So the people competing are Kyle Richards, your sister Kim, Antonio Sabato Jr., JWoww, Terrell Owens, David Chokachi from Baywatch. That seems unfair.
Exactly.
Alexandra Paul from Baywatch.
Yeah, also unfair.
Bethany
She's an
Hamilton.
incredible athlete.
Bethany Hamilton and Stephen Boss from Step Up Revolution.
Yep.
So there's a winner on this. How do they choose a winner?
Well, you have to do the 2 dives and the synchronized dive, and then they just start eliminating from there. I was just like, Kim's a little more, my sister's more competitive than me, so she had the more like, oh, I want to win this, and I was like, I just want to live. Everybody else can win.
But the one thing, it's interesting, you said, funny. Kim is more competitive, but we've seen a couple of clips here where Kim does an awful belly flop, like it looks very painful.
Everybody did a belly flop at some point. It was really, really scary to watch. I mean, Bethany Hamilton is one of the most amazing athletes. She's 5'11". She's an incredible athlete. Everything she endured, the attack she had with the shark, and then was back surfing 3 weeks later. I mean, this girl is brave, and she fell on her face and just was in tears and crying. And I thought, okay, if this girl is sobbing, how am I ever going to do this? How am I supposed to do this if this is even difficult for her?
Yeah, you got to figure. I mean, Bethany, she had her arm taken off by a shark. If she can go through that, she can go through anything.
Yeah, I mean, the woman is really, really incredible. And then Terrell Owens, too. I'm like, hello, you're an athlete. He's like, I know, but I've never done a dive from a high dive.
But when you go 30 feet in the air, it's a whole different story.
Kim and I both love him. We've been hanging out with him, and he's just a really nice guy, and he was really supportive.
You heard our story today that Kim and Kanye are buying an $11 million house since your husband, Maurizio, is in the real estate business. What do you think of that?
I think, that'll get them a little pad in Beverly Hills.
They're moving to Bel Air, and it's a fixer. They're actually going to gut it, and they're building like a 14,000 square foot Italian villa.
Very interesting. I wonder which house this is. Well, I'm sure you guys. I did see that on TMZ and on Twitter. I follow you guys, obviously.
Yeah. It's on TMZ. But you didn't hear anything about this?
I didn't hear. If my husband's involved, he's very secretive about his business stuff. He doesn't talk about these things. So if he is involved, I don't even know.
Come on.
I'm not. I kid you not.
Kyle, he doesn't trust you. Who are you going to tell? Really?
He doesn't even tell me when he closes the deal because he doesn't want me to spend more money.
Oh, I get it. it. Okay, well, listen, the show is on Wednesday night from 8 to 10. Sounds cool. I'm going to watch it.
On Fox.
Thanks a lot, Kyle.
Thanks.
Good luck.
Guys, have a good day. Thanks.
Appreciate it. So, The Bachelor.
The Bachelor is back. And it looks a lot different this time around.
The Bachelor is back, and The Bachelor is somewhat black. And the reason...
show.
And it's interesting because remember there was a lawsuit about
Bachelor, what do you mean somewhat black?
Because it's not...
He's a little black.
It's somewhat black. Well, okay.
The show is somewhat black, and even more. There's a bonus, too.
Right. This is a very interesting story because remember there was a lawsuit against The Bachelor by two African-American guys who
accused them of not having enough black people on the show.
So we're going to talk about that. You're watching TMZ Live. We're coming back.
Welcome back to TMZ Live. Finally, we got some color up on The Bachelor, right?
Well, this is interesting. So for, I think it's the 17th season of The Bachelor, they've never had a black bachelor before. They don't this time either.
Yeah, they just premiered. The Bachelor is not black. However, several of the contestants that he has to choose from,
four of the contestants are black. And this is interesting because you may recall there were two dudes who sued The Bachelor and lost, saying that they applied, were rejected, and they believed that the show would not pick a black bachelor, and that's why they've never had one. And the court said, hey, they have a right to pick whoever they want for this show. It's entertainment.
They're producing a TV show.
And that's what it is, so they threw him out of court. But whether it's coincidental or not...
it seems interesting that the next season...
Four contestants are African-American. And
maybe Sean likes African-American women. He likes his mocha latte.
That's one way.
Okay.
That's one way to put it. Also, can we go back to that clip? Is there any more of that clip? Did that chick do a backflip to walk? Because this is... Well, that'll get a few more African Americans.
Right.
Oh, maybe not.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Okay. So, so she's flexible, which is always
desirable.
Good in the show. Wow, that's a weird thing for her to do. So what's she telegraphing there?
I think she's just trying to make an inch.
So what's she telegraphing there?
So what is she telegraphing?
She's flexible.
There? Yeah.
Pick me is what she's telegraphing.
He looks like he looks.
Got to work on his shoulder strength.
The dude looks like Ian Ziering. Yeah. He looks a lot, or Ian Ziering. I always. But anyway, they also have a woman who's. She was born with this is a really horrible story.
Yes,
the umbilical cord wrapped around one of her arms, and she lost one of her arms at birth. She made it through. And how did the other the African American contestants? I think they all made it through.
They all made it through, right?
No, I believe one of them was actually sent home. It was
what?
Yeah.
He kicked off one of the black girls already?
Ashley H.
One.
She didn't talk much on the show.
Always the black girl's got to go first.
She didn't talk much on the show, and then she showed no emotion, and then they let her go, and she started bawling and was like, "I'm devastated," but she didn't even talk the whole time.
Can I ask a terrible question?
You always do.
Wait, so, what? Do you really think the girl with one arm gets sent home?
Yes, she will eventually.
But I mean, on the first night, does he have to give her a rose?
He couldn't do it on the first night. You're right.
Yeah. He couldn't.
There's no way he could do it on the first night.
You know,
and eventually at some point, he's going to have to.
Apparently, I didn't see it, but apparently she was charming.
Unless maybe they hit it off.
Oh, apparently she was charming.
What if they get married?
Yeah,
Wouldn't you feel bad?
I think no, I don't. I think that'd be great.
I did not know this.
Awesome.
I did not know this, but 3 couples have gone down the aisle on this show.
3?
I was reading it. 3 couples.
Well, I only know of one. Actually,
I only know of one.
Didn't they have the wedding for one of them just a couple weeks ago, right?
Ashley and JP, I cried like a baby.
That's right. Oh, me too. No, I didn't.
I'm sure Carly did too.
Ratings are down 4% from the premiere last year. It's the lowest debut of the show to date. But it still seems to be hanging in there.
I applaud. That's a good move.
It still seems to be hanging in there, but it is.
You know who can applaud it?
Who?
Stop it. Stop it. Evan.
Oh,
Evan.
Oh, God. Oh, my God.
Wow.
Just stay on him. Just go and look. just look at this man.
Look at
this man.
I was going to make another joke when you said you wanted to give her a hand earlier. Never mind.
What is going on?
Oh, my. Can we reset?
Did you hear Teen Mom was trying to do something crazy?
Yeah, so Teen Mom. So Sarah, what's her name?
So Farrah Abraham.
Farrah Abraham.
Former Teen Mom.
This is ridiculous.
She has,
this is horrible.
This is the woman who got how much? $16,000 worth of plastic surgery.
So she is now introducing her daughter to the likes of that. Her daughter, apparently, her 3-year-old daughter has a unibrow.
So Farrah decided she was going to wax her daughter's eyebrows, her 3-year-old daughter's eyebrows.
So
she attempted to do the waxing. Apparently it didn't work, however waxing works.
It didn't work
exactly.
completely, so when the kid was sleeping, she tweezed them out.
Yeah, what happened was she told her daughter, who's 3, what she did is she has a blog, and she explained to people on the blog that she noticed her daughter had a unibrow, and she explained to her 3-year-old daughter that she has a unibrow and we need to fix that, which is wrong in so many ways anyways. Then she put the hot wax on her daughter, and her daughter went to slap it off and had a towel in her hand and it got stuck. So she wasn't able to get the hair off, so when her daughter fell asleep, she just started plucking it out. And then
she says that her daughter didn't feel it. She said, Sophia fell asleep, I got my tweezers and pluck, pluck, pluck. Sophia was not saying ouch or anything and was still asleep. And,
I don't know.
And then woke up and
it's not plastic.
According to Farrah, she says that Sophia woke up and loved it and thought, oh, I look great.
It's not plastic surgery, and I mean, I'll be devil's advocate here. I mean, you could make the argument, what's the difference between that and a haircut?
I'll tell you the difference is that you're going to teach your daughter, who's 3, for the rest of her life, that beauty is everything, and she's going to be so self-conscious.
Yeah, but
Dax got his daughter ear piercings, and she has no choice. So what's the difference with the unibrow?
Dax is a horrible person. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I understand that kids get. I'm kidding,
Listen,
Dax.
Okay, seriously, we're gonna get into this.
No, we're not.
Yeah, talk about
it's totally
circumcision
fine.
for a boy, and then ear piercing. Not that bad.
How do we get on circumcision?
Well, no, he makes a point. The Jew makes a point.
Listen, she's never.
He's Jewish.
2 seconds.
He's Jewish.
It took
But
2
he wasn't
seconds.
at birth,
She cried
so-
for a second, and she's done, and she doesn't even touch her ears now, and she looks beautiful.
Oh, she needs earrings to look beautiful, Dax? Is that what you're saying?
But beauty is part of
But she
beauty is
looks
part
so
of our
cute
culture.
now.
Beauty is come on. Beauty is part of our culture, and I don't know.
So
I
is
mean,
ugly. Have you looked around?
I'll play devil's advocate that she's doing what Dax did to his kid, what you do when you take your kid to get a haircut or whatnot, if you had one.
Hey, Charles. Hey, Harvey.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, this is Nicole from the Philippines here. You know, I think the girl's crazy. That's a 3-year-old little girl. I'm a teen mom. I had my daughter when I was 17, but I turned out pretty well. My kid is actually right now in private school, so that girl needs to check her motherly instinct at once. And I mean, I think she's embarrassed that her little girl has a unibrow, but you know, that's that's low.
But can I ask you a question as a mother? If she's thinking, what if she says, my kid's going to go to preschool and they're going to tease my daughter, so rather than having the daughter subjected to that, she's going to kind of cut it off at the pass. What's wrong with that?
But the thing is, kids will still the kid needs to go through that, okay? I mean, but she's 3 years old. I don't think kids are going to be making fun of her eyebrows.
Yeah, I don't know if kids do unibrow jokes at 3. Kids are barely.
Kids look at what's different about one kid versus all the others, and they laser in. They just
Doesn't Bert have a unibrow from Ernie and Bert? I mean, kids are used to that.
Oh, God. So we're going to take a break. When we come back, the Hangover director, this is like literally, he is going through something that literally right out of the Fatal Attraction book. Dating a woman, it's the Glenn Close profile, at least that's what he's alleging. And then also, if you haven't seen this yet, you will not believe what Mariah Carey looks like on the beach. It's amazing. You're watching TMZ Live. We're coming back.
Welcome back to TMZ Live. We've seen some crazy, crazy things happen in the Hangover movies. And in fact, they're shooting a 3rd one. And the director, Todd Phillips, may have a little inspiration for the 3rd installment of The Hangover because...
It's The Hangover meets Fatal Attraction. Whew. If you, I mean, there were a couple of people in the
One
office.
night stand gone wrong.
Holy
horribly
smokes!
wrong.
This is everything but the boiled bunny.
Yeah, Harvey.
It's early.
So Todd Phillips had a one-night stand. He met this 22-year-old Asian lady on a movie set about 2 years ago. They had a one-night fling, and this lady has totally tracked him to Vegas, gone over the house multiple times. Ripped a windshield wiper off his girlfriend's car, threatened him, sent naked pictures. Amazing. Been there multiple times. She was finally there last Thursday night, and he had enough. He called the cops, and she was arrested for felony stalking and charged with that.
So, and she has shown no signs of letting up either.
Oh no! I mean, this is one of the craziest ones I've read, and we get these stories all the time. This is seriously one of the ones I went, wow.
It really is Glenn Close and Fatal Attraction.
Oh my God, yeah.
A one-night stand. I think he brought her home, right?
To bring her home. I mean, she's been to the house. She showed up.
That's usually what happens in a
He went to Vegas.
Well, it could have been a hotel.
They could have gone somewhere else. Right.
Yeah, but you know what the craziest thing is? He has a pool house, and Todd was saying that he thinks the girl was living in his pool house for a few days.
Do you understand that?
How rich do you have to be to not know someone is living in your house?
I know. He made like $15 million off The Hangover 2. But my God, the same thing. How big a house is this? It's like, oh, by the way, there's somebody in your estate.
I think I saw someone moving around in that house.
Anyway, that was kind of weird. We're going to move on to Mariah Carey.
Moving on to Mariah Carey now. Mariah Carey is down in Australia, and she posted a photo of herself.
She looks awesome.
She looks awesome. Look at this. She's on the beach, red bikini.
She looks
got some denim shorts on there, or those? Is that a skirt? Denim skirt?
Daisy skirt.
Daisy skirt. Yeah.
She has a six-pack, and that's like something work had to be done.
No. She's been on Jenny Craig.
She's been on Jenny Craig.
No. Jenny Craig only does a little bit of that, okay? It doesn't give you...
But you don't know that.
You don't know what she's been doing.
Harvey, I've tried a lot of fat programs. I know that it does not do that.
Well, what about Jennifer Hudson?
It works differently for everybody.
What about Jennifer Hudson?
That's a tricky one. I got in a big, you know what, this is funny. I got in a big argument about her yesterday. They're like, I said, no, her sister's fat, her mama was fat. There's no way in hell, heck, that she can just naturally be like a size 1. I don't believe it. I think she had like a gastro band, then had weight.
No, I don't know that she's a size 1. But anyway, hey, back to Mariah Carey. Who looks great.
She looks so...
she does, but no, look at her stomach, though. You had, she had twins. You have to remember. She had some type of tuck and
tuck. When she had the twins, what was that, like a year and a half ago or something like that?
No, are you kidding me, though? Where's the stretch marks at? I don't see none of that.
Well, what about Miranda Kerr doesn't have any stretch marks?
Yeah.
No, she also didn't have that many kids.
I don't think that's a foregone conclusion. I think
it's not a conclusion, Harvey. You have twins. Something else goes on there. When she had the kids, something had to get cut somewhere in there. Like
Harvey, it does look a little odd, that photograph, don't you think?
Well, maybe she airbrushed it a little.
Looks a little brushed up.
Maybe it's a little brushed.
Even if she did have work done, who cares? She looks great. Right?
Yeah,
I like her. I'm just saying she's airbrushed.
You're right, Slade. Do whatever for sake of beauty, right?
That's right. That's right.
If I had money, I'd get a tummy tuck too.
Kristen was mentioning that her belly button definitely doesn't look like it's in the same place as it used to be.
Oh, hold on.
Oh, wait. Well, Inspector Kristen, do you want to...
That's Inspector Kristen over here.
Inspector Kristen, do you have any evidence?
She showed me some old photos.
I'll pull the photo.
Yeah, pull a photo and get back to us.
Photo.
This is Christina from Dayton, Nevada. She's 42 years old, has had twins. She looks amazing whether work's been done or not. But my question is when she was a Jenny Craig sponsor or spokesperson back in April, is she still a Jenny Craig sponsor or spokesperson? Is this part of getting back into being their spokesperson for him?
She is still, she never stopped. She's always had the deal going with Jenny Craig still. In fact, when we
called over Jessica
Simpson, we called over Kim Kardashian, and Jenny Craig said that they are not doing celebrity endorsements anymore, but they said they are continuing their relationship with Mariah Carey was the one
which makes sense because she's on American Idol
and she looks like that. Why wouldn't Jenny Craig want to be associated with her?
Absolutely. Okay, let's take a break. When we come back, we're opening up anything you guys want to talk about, we want to hear about. You're watching TMZ Live. We're coming back.
Welcome back to TMZ Live. I gotta say real quick, I've been thinking about Tommy Burger the whole time we've been here.
Why?
I don't know why. When we were talking about the Thomas Gibson and the Tommy Chong earlier in the show, I just started thinking Tommy, and I've just been hankering for it.
That's not where I would go.
Don't you, Tommy Burger?
Not where I would go. Nope.
No, that's because you're vegetarian.
If I ever broke it, which I won't do.
Okay, what's on your mind? Anything at all you guys want to talk about? This is your segment. Who's up first?
Jean-Philippe Gibson, Atlanta, Georgia. Salute to Kanye West and Kim Kardashian on their child soon to come into the world in their new mansion in Bel Air. And I pray they continue and grow and prosper in love in their relationship. And Chris Humphries, don't you get mad. You're going to be a stepfather real soon.
Oh, he's not going to be a stepfather. I don't think he is going to be any... Well, no, I don't think.
No,
I am positive. Zero. He will have no connection to that kid and is out of her life forever and ever and ever. Absolutely.
This is from @Sarah924. Are you kidding me, Farrah? As if we don't have enough pressure on young girls to be perfect. If you ask me, wrong message sent.
But again, I challenge you guys, as I think about it.
It's the
what's
age
the difference?
thing.
I know, but what's the difference between getting a little girl all pretty and doing her hair up and, even putting makeup on her, which some people do just for fun. What's the difference?
My name is Michael from Arizona.
Hey, Michael.
I agree with Tommy Chong. Maybe Justin Bieber could have been smoking all these years and we just never known because, you know, his camp is really tight about the things he does. So, and I think, you know, it's kind of messed up that they're trying to put all this on Little Twist because Little Twist openly smokes, so it's easy to bail on the guy that openly smokes, and he's a rapper, so he's an easy scapegoat.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're right in the Little Twist thing. I mean, Justin's an adult, and he's also well-traveled and sophisticated. At the same time, I will say, based on what I know, I don't think smoking has been in his repertoire for all that long. I just think this has been when I say recent 6 months-ish kind of a thing.
This is from @Marshana Dahlia. There are significantly more black women on the show than ever. If no wrong was ever done, then why overcompensate? Interesting.
Well, it could also be, look,
that's the girl. That's the girl we had on who was on The Bachelor.
Oh, that tweet was from her?
Oh, the girl who tweeted? Yeah. Interesting. Oh, interesting. Well, I think they're making a point.
Do they let The Bachelor have any say in, like, the makeup of the contestants?
No,
like,
they can't say, well, I like that one.
Does he say, I'd like to... No, maybe he doesn't pick the women themselves. Does he say, I'd like 3 African-Americans, 2 Asians, give me 4 white, and I'll have 2 Native Americans on the side?
Can you go back to the beginning of that clip? Look at this guy's face. He's up to no good. Look at that.
Yeah, he's about to date 20-something women. Of course he's up to no good.
Moving on.
Lisa from Indiana, and it just occurred to me the photos of Justin Bieber seemed almost like he may have wanted those to get out. Do you think that's a possibility?
No.
Having seen him in the past, it seems like he's been trying real hard to get some kind of...
Yeah, not here. Yeah. Not here. I don't think they wanted... I don't think they wanted it necessarily, based on what we know.
My name's Juan, I'm from Panorama City, and regarding the Chong and Justin video, I mean, it was pretty funny, and maybe the weed does enhance his performances, but for Justin, just to give up, you smoke, come clean, and don't put it on your friend Little Twist as a scapegoat. Maybe put 5 on it, I don't know, but for all the believers cutting themselves, I mean, stop. It's uncalled for, you're literally just hurting yourselves, and I don't think Justin's going to prove it a bit.
Harvey did not get his show. He said maybe you should put 5 on it. I'll explain it later. Moving on.
But the cutting thing really is a problem. I mean, that is a real problem.
Yeah.
This is from @Frankie312. I agree with Tommy in some way. There have been other successful artists that have come out saying they smoke while creating their art.
Yeah, but you know, again,
they could be creative anyway, and they just happen to.
I'm telling you, this all emanates from the Beatles. That everybody talked about just how awesome and they were so open about this whole thing that, you know, who knows? Maybe it does. I don't know. Maybe it does.
This is from @ZeusWantsYou. The mayor has something to lose. Charlie Sheen has already hit rock bottom. Therefore, I think the mayor is lying.
Has Charlie Sheen really hit rock bottom? He's on a hit show right now. Stands to make more money than he made even on 2.5 Men.
Yeah, I'm not sure when Charlie was at rock. I didn't recognize it if he was at rock bottom.
Yeah, I'm not buying that. Breaking news. Remember this thing about the side-by-side with Mariah Carey's belly button? We have belly button news. So let's see.
That is
it's hard to
absolutely
tell.
Not definitive of anything.
Of anything.
Are you kidding me, Inspector Kristen?
I'm serious. What is that?
How do you say that's moved?
No,
you don't know how high that skirt is that she has on the left.
Her belly button looks like a hole now. When it looks like a hole, that's usually when they've gotten something done. Raquel agreed with me too.
No. But wait a second. On the left, which is the before.
Yeah, but
they're saying it's stretched out.
They're saying the belly button's stretched out in the left. And that
she doesn't have abs anymore. You know what I mean? Like it's been pulled and there's no muscle, like tight.
It does look a little stretched on the left.
Okay, but it's stretched on the left because she had. I don't know. Yeah, who cares? She looks great on both.
She looks
good.
Anyway, we will see you tomorrow on TMZ Live. Have a good one.